Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today we are yeeing for the lore. If you're new to our YEE series, YEE is just our fun word for workout, because workout is such a boring word. And the way it works is we pick a super obscure character from one of the fandoms that we cover, being Pokemon, Marvel, or Star Wars, and we do a high-intensity interval training style workout to their name. That sounded like a lot, but it's really not that bad. We don't make you watch us do the entire workout, because that would be boring, and we're here for the lore. So if you're falling a little bit behind, just feel free to pause the video to catch up with the YEE and with the lore. Today's YEE is KYRSTA AGATE. We look to the ancient YEE scrolls to figure out which workouts go with which letters of her name. So K starts us off with 15 push-ups. KYRSTA AGATE was a human female from the Aftermath novels with dark hair, brown eyes, light skin, and spoiler alert, a cybernetic right eye. She was an unsung hero of the New Republic after the Battle of Yavin, and served with some of the true greats, including Chancellor Mon Mothma, Admiral Gial Ackbar, and even Crix Madine. Remember this dude from Return of the Jedi? I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but fun fact, that beard is actually fake and was put on him because the Kenner toy manufacturers already had a beard sculpt for his action figure. Y is a 1-minute plank. KYRSTA led a successful New Republic space battle that landed them control of the planet Akiva. This battle was filled with Star Wars tropes abounding, such as Ackbar thinking the whole thing was gonna be a trap. It's a trap! 2 Imperial Star Destroyers getting obliterated. And during the battle, a Rebel starfighter even commandeers an Imperial TIE fighter. It truly doesn't get any more Star Wars than a Rebel hijacking an enemy vehicle. R is 15 shups. This victory landed KYRSTA the rank of Commodore. Her first mission as Commodore was to rescue that same Rebel pilot that hijacked the TIE fighter, Lieutenant Norra Wexley, as well as the infamous Captain Wedge Antilles. KYRSTA lectures Norra on war and killing, and to be careful not to become the unrepentant killers that their enemies are. But Norra says showing weakness is how the rebellion could lose. Then KYRSTA expressed that she'd rather die than lose herself by becoming a brutal killer. S is 30 burpees. When Rebel hero, the man himself, Han Solo, goes missing, a meeting is organized between Gial, Wedge, and Norra. Gial calls off the search because Solo resigned as general. So as a result, Norra decides to resign as well to look for him. She pursues Solo with her team, which includes Temmin and his reprogrammed B-1 battle droid buddy named Mr. Bones. Remember this dude from the sequels? He was great and all, but I really wish Mr. Bones was in the sequels, you know? Mr. Bones might have really solved all of the problems with those films. T is 25 squats. KYRSTA and Gial command New Republic forces in a successful mission to capture Kuwait, an important planet used for its many shipyards to build and repair Republic ships. After the battle, the two are graced with the iconic hologram presence of Princess Leia Organa herself, congratulating them on their victory, and KYRSTA thanks her for the support she provided from the Galactic Senate. A is 50 jumps. After this victory, Chancellor Mon Mothma informed KYRSTA and Gial that she was contacted by Rae Sloane, the public face of the Empire at the time, who's offered to enter peace talks with the New Republic. Mothma eventually agrees to hear her out, being the peace lover that Mothma always is, even though Ackbar and Leia were skeptical. Classic Ackbar, always thinking it's a trap.
It's a trap!
We got back-to-back jumps as we transfer into KYRSTA's last name. And right he was, as he always is. This whole peace talks thing was just a ploy to release rebel prisoners who were implanted with a chip in their brains to make them turn against their Republic leaders. Sounds sort of familiar, doesn't it? I really could have sworn I've seen something like this before in some sort of previous Star Wars story, and maybe even more recently than I think.
G is 90 motions of going from plank position to push-up position. I think you'll catch on.
And so, the inevitable happened on the Rebel Liberation Day celebration. They were all celebrating their freedom from the Empire, and then, BAM! All of a sudden, they were involuntarily forced to attack their leaders on a day of festivities. Ugh, how sad is that? A is more jumps. During the attack by the brainwashed rebels, KYRSTA was shot by a RODIAN named Esdo. It really is always the RODIANs, isn't it? And this one actually shot first. He shot her direct in the face, and even though Norra rushed to her aid, she still sustained major injuries requiring extensive facial reconstruction. This is where she obtains her mechanical right eye, and her face also gets covered in new skin. There's actually no Wikipedia article on a new skin, surprisingly, but I think it's safe to assume it's some sort of synthetic new skin. T is 25 squats. After her incident, KYRSTA was very reluctant to get back in the action, but eventually good old Gial encourages her to, and she leads the Battle of JAKKU. Time to set the scene. It was KYRSTA's ship, the CONCORD, going head-to-head against the Imperial Star Destroyer, the Ravager. As the battle progressed, the Ravager got a real hold on the CONCORD, and KYRSTA knew the ship was going down. She was ordered to escape with the rest of her crew, but instead she stayed with the ship and used the ship's tractor beams to pull the Ravager down with her.
E is 120 scissor kicks.
What an incredible sacrifice. She pulled a full-on holdo, taking one for the team there, and the ruins of the Imperial Ravager can actually be seen here in The Force Awakens. Very cool that we got all this backstory for the Battle of JAKKU and learned all about such a vital Republic commander throughout these Aftermath trilogy novels by Chuck Wendig. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, KYRSTA Agate, for your service, and thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more obscure character workouts when we're yeeing for the lore. You know, we're just out here. We're just trying to maintain the dad bod.